Well, hello and welcome back to Pentathlon 360 Series 2, and we start the series just on the start of the new Pentathlon World Cup series. We've been to Cairo, next up it's Budapest for World Cup 2. Now, the season has started amongst a few changes in the sport. Obviously, changes with the new format, plus a variety of new athletes have burst onto the scene, especially some surprises in Cairo. We're going to start this week's show by taking an in-depth look at the new format and how the change in format has altered the way that athletes compete. The new modern pentathlon format is the latest change to one of the quintessential Olympic sports. And the new changes are as follows. 36 athletes reached the semi-finals, the elimination system resulting in 18 athletes taking part in each final. The new finals format begins with riding, 10 jumps in 35 minutes, followed by 20 minutes for the fencing bonus round, 15 minutes of swimming, before the competition ends with 15 minutes of laser run, combining laser shooting and running, 5 laps of 600 metres and 4 series of shooting. The end result is all 5 disciplines in 90 minutes instead of spread over 6 hours. Transitions go very, very fast. It's much more compact and much more intense. This is completely different than before, and we might well see some new winners arriving on the podium since it demands different skills. The new formats will be the official format of modern pentathlon for the upcoming Olympic Games in Paris 2024, and it's designed to make the sport shorter, faster and easier to understand for all audiences. This is the new generation of the sport and a new generation of athletes to go with it. So with the introduction of the new format, we're seeing a few new athletes getting involved with the World Cups, and in fact the next generation of stars breaking through into the sport. Last summer at the Olympic Games in Tokyo, gold medalist Jo Chung and Ahmed El-Gendi gave us a really exciting finish to the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Well, this year, the first World Cup of the season, Ahmed El-Gendi wasn't there, nor was Joseph Chung, but their brothers were. Henry Chung and Mohamed El-Gendi, doing the family names proud. And this gives us a bit of an opportunity to catch up with both Henry and Mohamed and take a look at the new generation of pentathlon stars. Well, Henry, Mohamed, thank you very much for joining us on Pentathlon 360. Great to see you both. And actually, this is kind of interesting because right now, this moment here is the first time you two have ever met each other. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. I think there's a 5-year age gap between us, but obviously our brothers have a pretty big rivalry. So yeah, it's cool to meet you. I actually took a break from pentathlon when I went to university. But I used to go to World Champs to watch Jo compete, and was seeing him get medals and just the lifestyle that he was living. It looked so cool, and that's actually what made me want to come back to pentathlon instead of doing some boring office job in London when I finished university. So I came back to pentathlon. So yeah, he's probably 100% of the reason why I'm back here, to be honest.
Yeah, that's lovely to hear, and I guess it's probably a similar story for you. Obviously, you're a bit younger than Henry, you're 19, actually breaking through to pentathlon. But again, how much of an inspiration has your brother been for you to push you to get to the next level in your sport?
Yeah, after the medal that Ahmed got, each one was treating me like who got the medal. But this was a great. I think to let me more to compete and make to achieve what Ahmed made.
How are you finding the new sort of transition to this new format? How's it sort of suiting you?
It's different because we've got to do sort of 4 days of competition back to back. So there's a lot more endurance and being able to come back after a hard competition one day to compete the next day, which is really different. Whereas it used to be competition, rest day, competition. So that's tough, and it's going to take some time to get used to. But I actually really like the new format. You get it over quickly, so then the rest of the day you can, enjoy the sun if you're somewhere like here, which is really nice. You don't have to wake up so early, and I think it's also really good for spectators. I really enjoyed watching the men's final, even though I sadly wasn't in it this time.
How have you found this new format? Has it suited your style? Is it something that you're adapting to?
Yeah, well, just like to say that the new format is so tired. Just that, like that, 4 days of competing, no day rest. So it was very tough. But I was so happy to be to the finals with my first World Cup here. But unfortunately, the riding was not good elimination. But the other disciplines were great for me.
But look, it's been great talking to you both. You're both inspiring stories, and look, best of luck with the rest of the season. And we look forward to seeing how you guys progress and using that inspiration from the gold and silver medals from Tokyo to perhaps push your careers even further.
Thank you very much. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank you.
So great to hear then from Henry and from Mohammed, who will of course hopefully be competing over the course of the season. Who knows, maybe we'll get to see them at future World Cups. Plus, of course, a few surprise faces on the podium in Cairo. So really intriguing to see how this pentathlon season develops over the rest of 2022. Right, quick throwback now to Rio 2016. And you'll remember Emiliano Hernandez was the bronze medalist. Well, Ishmael's brother is now competing in pentathlon and is doing pretty well. Emiliano qualifying for the final in Cairo. And we've taken this opportunity to have a sit down with Emiliano once again to see how he's been inspired by his brother. We've spoken about gold, we've spoken about silver. It's now time to see how a bronze medal has inspired a future athlete. Well, Emiliano, thanks for joining us on Pentathlon 360. We meet up at a time of change for the sport. Obviously, the new format has now officially been launched here in Cairo, a competition you've just competed in. Obviously, you know, it's a pretty good day for you, but a bittersweet because you started in second place and obviously finished in seventh. Having said that, it's your best World Cup result to date. I mean, talk to us firstly about how you're finding the new format, and secondly about your first World Cup of the year.
Yes, well, the new format is really amazing. I love how the athletes will need to adapt to this new 90 minutes thing. It's really strange because in so fast moments you are from riding and then fencing and then swimming, and the tiredness and everything you feel at the laser run, it's really hard, and your mind will need to work hard. And I'm really amazed and will look forward to see how all the countries will adapt to this new format.
We've seen a lot of younger athletes here in Cairo competing. The new generation of athletes are well and truly breaking through, and it's actually been a bit of an interesting story because we've had 3 brothers here, all of which have had brothers who've got medals in the Olympics. Of course, your brother Ishmael was a bronze medalist in Rio. How inspirational is it to have a brother who wins a medal at the Olympics, and how much does that help you?
I loved, by the way, the UIPM made like the new generation and the new format and everything, because yes, it's the new generation. We are looking forward, and my brother is a huge inspiration. He showed me that it's possible, that I can fight with these big countries, and that we have everything to go for, and dreaming, and the way you dream and you work harder and harder, you can do it.
And look, a lot of the more experienced athletes are taking a rest now because they've obviously had such a tough few years building up to the Olympics. They will inevitably be back this year, at which point it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because you guys are going to have the experience of having competed in these early World Cups and built the confidence, worked out the new format to your strengths. Actually, you could give them a real push and a real run for their money, couldn't you?
Yes, I can't wait till they are complete, till we have 3 groups, and Chong and Elgendi are here, so I can test myself and see where I'm really at and my real level, no?
For a moment we thought we were going to see you on the podium. Wasn't to be, but also 7th place is an incredible achievement for you, and we look forward to seeing how your year develops and how you as an athlete develop alongside this new format. It's an exciting time.
Thanks so much. The podium, it will come one day, but it will come.
So great to see then how 3 Olympic medalists have inspired not only the future generation but their brothers to keep competing in the sports. That's it for episode 1 of Pentathlon 360. But next up, we're in Budapest for the 2nd World Cup of the series. We'll see you all there with live coverage, of course, on UIPM TV. But from Pentathlon 360, it's bye for now.